What does derogatory treatment mean in the moral right of integrity? Firstly, moral rights ensure that creators of copyright are credited for their work. Even if it is sold or assigned, they may take action if their work is falsely attributed and make sure that a work is not treated in a manner that is prejudicial to a creator's reputation. These moral rights protect authors, creators, directors, and performers through a right of attribution of authorship, rights against false attribution of authorship, and a right of integrity. The final point, the right of integrity, protects works against a derogatory treatment. Derogatory treatment is defined in Division 4, Part 9 of the Copyright Act. Section 195AJ refers to the derogatory treatment of literary, dramatic, or musical work. Section 195AK refers to the derogatory treatment of artistic work. Section 195AL refers to the derogatory treatment of cinematograph, film, and finally, Section 195ALB under Division 4A refers to the derogatory treatment of performance. This final section was added as a result of the U.S. Free Trade Agreement Implementation Act 2004. It can be seen in these sections that derogatory treatment contains two elements. The first being a material distortion of, the mutilation of, or a material alteration to the work, and secondly, a distortion or the doing of anything else in relation to the work, which is prejudicial to the author's honour and reputation. However, after all this time since the introduction of the moral rights regime, there is very little case law in Australia on this subject to show how to interpret these elements and apply them. One case that touched on derogatory treatment and the moral right of integrity was the case of Perez and Fernandez. The facts of this case can be seen on the screen. The Federal Magistrates Court held that the new recording infringed Perez's right of integrity. This was by reason of the fact that some listeners would be aware of the cancelled tour and litigation and would assume that Mr. Fernandez was using the altered version of the song to mock Mr. Perez's situation. It was a material alteration or distortion, and it was prejudicial to Perez's honour and reputation, as there would be a group of listeners who would presume the altered version of the song formed part of the original work, making the reference to Mr. Fernandez within it a subject of the song when this was not the case. So, in conclusion, the right of integrity is infringed if the work or film is subjected to derogatory treatment, which is prejudicial to the author's honour or reputation. The moral rights provisions refer to derogatory treatment as a material distortion, mutilation, and/or material alteration, and the doing of anything else in relation to the work that is prejudicial to the author's honour or reputation. This law has not been explored widely in Australian courts yet, however cases such as Perez and Fernandez shed light on what derogatory treatment means and how it is applied.